Max Verstappen is going to race 100 amateur go-karters at the exact same time. Red Bull, ESPN, and Disney Plus have partnered for an event that will go live on September 16th. And at Silverstone, we are going to see the four-time world champion start at the back of a 101 car field. The 100 cars in front of him are going to be filled with celebrities, content creators, and some invited fans. And all of them are going to be starting ahead of Max while he starts at the very back of the field. But if you know anything about Max Verstappen, you know that starting at the back of the field has never been a problem for him. Right now, we haven't seen the way that this Silverstone track is going to come together or how they're going to make it possible for 100 karts to race at the same time. And the cool part about how this is being set up is that regardless of what the track actually ends up looking like, Max starting at the back means that he has to overtake incredibly quickly. And my favorite part about the way that they're setting this up is that we are finally getting proximity chat. Max is not only going to be mic'd up for the audience, he's also going to have the ability to talk to the other drivers on the track. The cool part about this, when we talk about it from an industry perspective, is how sports are fitting into the streaming wars. Originally, we saw a lot of streamers like Netflix, Disney Plus, Apple TV trying to figure out how they were going to be the streamer that you kept when you decided which ones to cut. And recently, a lot of that has been less about the TV shows and the movies that we're putting out and more about which of these streamers have access to sports and live streaming. While ESPN did not maintain the rights to Formula One this season, ESPN is owned by Disney. And this event specifically airing on Disney Plus is going to be a really interesting get. Not only are we seeing a lot of different sporting events in terms of the leagues and the actual series that are being aired live, we're also now going to see these kind of events where Red Bull does what they do best, which is something completely ridiculous that has nothing to do with the energy drink itself. Instead, this kind of answers this question that comes up all the time around the Olympics. What would it be like to see a normal person try to go toe-to-toe with a professional athlete? And this is on probably the grandest scale possible. Max Verstappen, a racer who is known for having a lot of energy on track, saying a lot of crazy things over the radio, and of course, bumping a little bit from time to pass, is now going to be fighting against 100 amateurs who he can yell at over proximity chat. I'm super interested to see how many people actually decide to sign up for Disney Plus just to be able to watch this live. And also to see if this is very successful, how many different ways we see streamers, Red Bull, different leagues put on these singular exhibitions. If we start with Max racing 100 go-karters on one of the most iconic tracks on the circuit, do we also get to see other athletes taking on 100 different people for something else? This kind of feels like the development plan was Max being asked one of those questions of like, how many minions do you think it would take to take you down? But instead, it's how many go-karters that were amateurs do you think you could pass in a single race if you started from the back? It's really fun to see things like this coming out of development. And also, I'm really curious to see what other athletes and other drivers decide to take on challenges like this. But it does make me think, which professional athletes would you want to see go up against 100 amateurs in their sport? And if you don't have Disney Plus, will this event make you subscribe for the first time?